Just to let you know, there's going to be major spoilers. Major. Before this video starts, a word from our sponsor. Have you guys heard of Raid Shadow Legends? One of the best mobile games to this day, if not one of the best of all time? Nah, I'm just kidding. I want none of that gay shit, okay? Such a piece of shit game. Monster Hunter World is a game where you kill monsters. No fucking shit, it's in the title. It's either you kill them or you capture them for more rewards. Right off the bat, you'll be able to create your own character and your cat, which is called a pelico. Anyways, you'll get to name your character and your cat. I named my cat Weak Nose. Then you'll be forced to be partnered with the worst handler ever. They didn't even give you an option to select your handler. That's fucking gay. By the way, I'm using a mod called Silver Handler, which changes the default look of the handler. This mod gets a 9 out of 10. It's a must have. Ever since Iceborne came out, it broke a lot of mods. So if you have any trouble loading in, it's most likely going to be your mods, and you should uninstall them and wait for an update to come out. And especially your sound mods. Otherwise, the game will stutter or freeze frame during fights and cutscenes. Anyways, you'll play in third person with your pelico fighting alongside you, and you'll get to choose your weapon. Now there's 14 weapons to choose from. All of them have unique playstyles to them, have different variations for each weapon. Example, you could have high damage low elemental or the other way around, having more defense, having high low crits, or even no crits at all, having high sharpness or low sharpness. You get the point, and you're not permanently stuck with that weapon. You could change different weapons at any time you want. The weapon that I chose off the bat was the Charge Blade, one of the most complicated weapons in the game. Quote from the community, and exactly what my friend said to me. Why, you ask? When seeing the preview, I thought to myself, it can't be that hard to use, right? Also, seeing that you can morph the sword and shield into an axe and then revert it back anytime you want. It's like having two weapons in one. Now that's fucking cool. I have no fucking idea how the fuck this thing works. Alright, I'm dead. Alright, this game fucking sucks. 0 out of 10. My only problem with it is how long you have to put it away. Especially when I'm set on fire, poisoned, and stunned with less than 20 HP. One of the weapons I hate using is the switch axe. I don't understand the weapon at all. The combos are weird. I can't get used to it, and I think it's just one of those weapons that just works. Don't question it, it just works. By the way, I would highly recommend playing this game with a controller. In my opinion, the mouse and keyboard controls are horrible in this game. The gameplay is pretty fun. Nice mechanics like using the environment to your advantage, ordering your cat to do specific abilities, using the grappling hook to open up weak spots, mounting monsters fighting each other, and etc. If you haven't noticed already, the lip syncing is off. That's because it was made from the Japanese studio called Capcom. You have to get used to it because it's the best you're getting. And they didn't even bother to voice some of the dialogue, which seems a bit odd.
Welcome to Astera. Your reputations precede you. Well, off you go.
Because later in the story, they have some voice dialogue in the maps and in the cutscenes instead of grunting or repeating generic voice lines. At first, I thought my game was broken, or some of the files got corrupted, but no, it's the game itself. That's strange, isn't it? Also, they put a lot of work towards the animation, and a lot of it went towards the detail into the maps and the monsters. Now, there's 6 maps in the game, and all of them feel well designed and unique. Each of them feels so alive, while having the monsters and animals and insects that fit the theme as well. Not only having you interested in the map, but also in the wildlife. Now every map has different, if not similar, ingredients to make ammo, potions, and traps. The maps that had me interested the most was the Rotten Vale and the Coral Highlands. The Rotten Vale is basically a graveyard. In the story they mentioned that this place is where monsters come here to die. Some areas of the map has a lot of rotten/decayed corpses. I'm glad that they didn't remove it, because it makes sense and it fits theme. The Coral Highlands is the ocean floor without water. How does that work? Again, it just works. It just works. I get lost most of the time in this map just by exploring or wandering off during a quest. This map is just beautiful. It is honestly one of my favorite maps out of the 6. The story ranges from okay to not bad. It just basically boils down to solving the mystery of the occurrence of Zoro-Magnaros. The Research Commission needs your help to solve this case. Along the way, you'll encounter numerous of monsters and different maps to explore. Eventually, you'll fight Zoro-Magnaros, but the Commission doesn't want to kill him. Instead, they have a plan to capture him.
When the time comes, you know what to do.
Wait, what? What am I gonna do?
By next moonrise, Zora will be in chains.
Oh yeah, what can possibly go wrong? Oh wait, he's the size of a mountain. He literally has a mountain attached to him. This is where you come in, where you have to wear him down enough for the Commission to restrain him. Surprisingly, it's working.
A monster! Some unknown monster has appeared on Zoro-Magnaros' shell.
Ballista team, get ready to provide support. Hunters!
Narigante comes out of nowhere and sabotages the whole operation. Now you're back to square one, but this time you'll be tracking it down in 2 different maps. The Coral Highlands and the Rotten Vale, while fighting new monsters.
Race you down there.
We just got here and you want to play a racing game.
Come on, this way.
Great job. Great fucking job. This is your fault. You are honestly the worst handler I've ever been with.
This'll definitely complicate setting up camp. I know.
You again with this dumb shit again.
Catch!
You're right next to the damn thing, and you decide it's a good idea to yell? The sheer fact that you're still alive amazes me.
As I thought.
Thanks, Capcom, really. Thank you so very much for forcing me to be with this idiot. Like, she has a sudden urge to approach danger. She doesn't even have a weapon to defend herself.
I think we should split up and look. You!
What are you doing? Go! Don't stop! Keep going!
We can't leave her! No, She can't hold that thing off. We've got to help her.
No, don't agree with her. What do you mean, we? She looks more than capable enough to handle herself.
Where is she? I thought she'd be with you. I'm going out for another look.
No, you're not.
Oh, thank God. Thanks to the first Vivarians, you'll find out that the Everstream is where Elder Dragons lay to rest, to releasing their bioenergy. And Zora is heading there. If he releases his bioenergy into the Everstream, it could cause cataclysmic results, and can possibly destroy the new world. So the Commission doesn't want to take any chances. Instead of capturing him, they will have to divert his path and repel him back into the sea. How are they going to do that? There's no possible way you could change his path.
That's why I'm breaking out the big guns.
Oh.
This is the Dragonator. We'll use it to drive Zora back and divert it out into the open sea. Move out! Use everything at your disposal. I want eyes everywhere. Fight hard and stay smart.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
This is the last time you'll fight Zora Magnaros in the story, and the mission is underwhelming. It's the same as before, but with only one barrier. The objectives are the same: destroy the magma cores, repel Nergigante, and damage Zora as much as you can. That's it, other than firing the Dragonator, which has a long ass cooldown timer. So after repelling Zora, you completed the game. Nah, I'm just kidding, it's not over yet. Multiple hunters are reporting unusual tracks related to Rathalos. It turns out to be a subspecies, and I was hyped up. My imagination ran wild. Every monster I have encountered to this point had good designs. They weren't clones of each other. None of them fought the same way, to be very disappointed. You call this a subspecies? All you did was color the Rathalos pink, and then called it a Raytheon. Not only you got me hyped up for these subspecies, but I honestly felt like I wasted my time fighting this poor excuse for a subspecies. Honestly, the most disappointing monster in the entire game. Apparently it grew up in a deeper place in the Everstream. That place is called the Elder's Recess, a new area, which means new monsters to fight. Up to this point, I mained the Charge Blade. That's until I met Nergigante. This motherfucker killed me so many times, no matter how careful I was, dodging or blocking his attacks, using new combos, and even using a different weapon type. It was futile. This is where I was trying out other weapons. I needed something fast, something I can block with, a weapon that I could put away with ease. I didn't want to change weapons, but what other choice do I have when the monster is fast as fuck and giving me no breathing room? The weapon I chose was the Sword and Shield, aka the SNS. Apparently, more Elder Dragons started appearing. You mean they were hiding this entire time because of Nergigante? It seems like a poor excuse if you ask me. After defeating every Elder Dragon, you'll eventually fight Xeno'jiiva, an Elder Dragon made out of bioenergy. This boss fight was disappointing to say the least. I was hoping for an epic boss fight. I didn't get that. It was boring. It's not supposed to be when it's the last boss of the game. But there is an event quest that is 6 times better than the original. And that is called Like Moth to the Flame. Why wasn't this the original? Or perhaps this was removed and then added back later. That's something I don't know about yet. There's still more things to do after completing the story. Doing side quest, the event quest, obtaining better gear for your hunter and pelico, achieving better jewels, decorations, which are RNG, and so is the carves or rewards, which is BS. You could spend 7 times fighting the damn monster just to get that one material you need. And that's what I hate about the RNG system in this game. And you can't forget about completing the special assignments like the Final Fantasy collaboration. And yes, you can have Moogle as your Pelico. And I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I don't care. And having the opportunity to fight the Behemoth, one of the hardest bosses in the game. There's also an extreme version of this quest, and let me tell you, it's not easy. You will die. Finally, the Witcher 3 collaboration. No, I'm not making this up. It's not a mod, it's in the game, and you don't want to miss this.
Tell you what, happen to be a monster slayer of sorts myself, so venture to say I could take care of your problem in the woods. At a price, of course.
What else am I missing? Well, that's pretty much it. This game honestly deserves an 8 out of 10, but it...
Oh, fuck yeah! This is the shit! Kill them now!
Is Iceborne worth it?
What? Yes!
New monsters, extended stories, more maps, more weapon varieties, and new armor. They gave the handler a new purpose, solving the missing puzzle that her grandfather left behind. Also, he gave her a shard before she left to the new world, but they kept her old purpose. That indicates that they didn't change the handler's behavior. How's the story? It's okay, but at times it makes no sense. More monsters are appearing because of Volcana, and especially the subspecies. They've been here for at least 20 years, and it's their first time experiencing this. The commission leader keeps saying the old everywhere, and doesn't care to explain until towards the end. How did the monsters make it into the Gaiden lands? Starts off with you figuring out why is a Legiana hibernating to this island.
That is no island.
Shut the fuck up! To then figure out what's causing these monsters to react in such disturbed behaviors. And it turns out to be Volcana that's doing this, causing corruption in the ecosystem by freezing everything in its path. I think you know where I'm going with this. And then you had to fight him. Wow, nobody saw that from a mile away.
Park, we gotta get out of here.
What the fuck are you doing here? What do you mean we have to get out of here?
Partner!
You are honestly the worst handler ever to exist. You fucking subhuman orangutan. I hope you get eaten alive, you So after defeating Volcana, the commission is hoping that the ecosystem will go back to normal. But there's still that song playing, and they believe that Volcana is doing all that singing.
Something's happening! Watch out! What the heck is that?
Well, back to finding clues related to the old Everworm.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
He found its habitat, but Narragansett comes out of nowhere. This is the first time he shows up in Iceborne. Why? I don't know. After killing him, the old Everworm appears. This boss fight isn't easy. On my first time fighting him, it took me 30 to 45 minutes to defeat him, and I'm pretty sure everybody took a very long time fighting him for the first time. By the way, it's not his actual form. that's cool. You think you killed it, but it gets back up. You know who also comes back from the dead? Nerigante somehow. And kills Sherva and flies away. So your next job is to kill Nerigante. Wow, who didn't saw that coming? Oh, there he goes. Oh, it's time to go on a wild goose chase again.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Wait, you mean to tell me Nerigante has been here for the entire time, but only appears towards the end because of Shira? You gotta be kidding me. At least there'll be new monsters. By the way, this map is a combination of every map. Some of the monsters made it here too. It's best off not questioning it. Nerigante is nowhere to be found. Great. Yes, great. Back to finding clues again. Oh, for fuck's sake. You're probably at Master Rank 24 or 25 once you reach the Guiding Lands, and you'll have to reach Master Rank 99 just to fight Nerigante. Why? I don't know. That's fucking dumb. What am I missing? I guess there's nothing else. Oh hey, they added a new monster. And this is an adult version of Xeno. It's called Safi Jiva. Safi or Safi, it really doesn't matter how you pronounce it really. This boss battle is a 10 out of 10. Monster's abilities were cool. Each level was well designed. The music for this boss was good. It is honestly one of the best soundtracks in the game. My only problem with the siege is how much time you're given. That's pretty much it. That's my only problem with it. It's worth your time, believe me. Enough of that, it's time to go over some problems with the game. The Gathering Hub is where you see other players and their pellicles, do arena quests, play the Kulturov Siege event and Safi Jiva event. The sheer fact you had to go to a separate area just to see other players just sucks. Why can't you see them in other areas in the map is beyond me. You could only access the Siege events through the Gathering Hub. I think the implementation of multiplayer was the last feature they added, rushed out the door without being polished, and I bet as soon as they realized how shit the multiplayer was, they didn't even bother to fix it. At launch, multiplayer was broken, people constantly getting disconnected, random lag, people can't even connect to lobbies, FPS drops, a bunch of game-breaking bugs. That's not much of a problem anymore. But co-op on the other hand is still a problem. You can't play with a friend through the story together, you can't queue up almost every new quest, you still can't join back when you get disconnected, and if all of your friends get disconnected, there's no way for them to join back. Everyone else has to start their own game to watch damn cutscenes before they can play with each other. You have to sit alone through the unskippable cutscenes. No, you can't watch it together, that's only after the host has watched all cutscenes. Sometimes once you completed the quest together, the game still counts it as not completed, especially on optional quests on high and low rank. That's because you're not the host, which doesn't make sense at all, and I'm not sure to this day if it's fixed or not. Also, you have to be online just to play all of the event quests. That's a fucking poor design choice. This game will take up all of your CPU, or at least 70 through 80% of it, because they added a anti-cheat mod system, but it's basically useless when people bypass the system with ease. Any monkey could mod this game and not get punished. Even though they introduced DX level 12, it still didn't help with the amount of CPU that the game was taking up. You probably won't believe me when I tell you the story of how I had no choice but to force restart my computer. And let me tell you, this was on DX level 12. Let me start from the beginning. I was recording, previewing armor for the hunter, and then previewing the pellicle's armor and weapons. Then the game froze. A pop-out appeared and said, "Graphics device crashed." I couldn't click OK. Then I realized my entire computer was frozen. I can't move my mouse, couldn't Alt-4, couldn't pull out the security options, and I couldn't stop recording. So I let it do its own thing for more than 5 minutes, hoping it would go back to normal, but it didn't. No process was made. I decided to press the power button once, nothing happened. I wasn't going to wait for my computer to fix itself. The only option left was to press and hold the power button. And that is why I don't play on DX level 12. When Iceborne came out, a lot of people were having their saves corrupted, and luckily it didn't happen to me, otherwise this video wouldn't come to light and I would have straight up refused to play this game. If you didn't know, you could pay for different skins / outfits for the handler. Before you ask, no, you can't unlock them through the story or side quests at all. However, you can use some of the certain outfits that the game randomly gives you. It's only temporary. You know what that is, right? That's fucking gay. You know what's more gay than that? Having to pay for more emotes, stickers, face paints, hairstyles, room decorations, monster figures, and even character and Pelico edit vouchers. Fucking edit vouchers. Why? No, you can't defend this bullshit. You already spent $60 on the game, and they're asking for more money. Piss off. Well, you could say, you don't need to pay for any of this stuff. That is true, but some of the stuff don't need to be locked behind some random paywall. I swear, if the next thing they added was the option to buy certain handlers, I would stop playing this game entirely. Wait, didn't you buy some of this crap? No.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Alright, it was for research. Plus, Silver Handler wasn't working. Research, oh yeah. By the way, they keep adding some more DLC crap that you had to pay for. That should have been for free, but it's Capcom. What did you expect? My score for this game is a 6 out of 10. I would recommend it. Could have been a 7, could have been an 8, but this is how I see it. Gameplay is pretty fun, but music can be questionable at times. The story ranges from okay to not bad. The maps were awesome. The monsters, great, except for that peak Rathalos. And that was that. There was a lot of things removed from the script. I would say around 70% of it was removed. A lot of rewrites, re-records, and audio problems. I'm just glad it's over.
Do not underestimate them. But most of all, do not underestimate him.